Welcome to Gamesthetic, episode 222. I'm Alex Light with Sparky3. Hope you're having a phenomenal day, whatever day you are listening or watching the show. I got both the boys in here with me. Zach, buddy, how you doing?
I'm good.
Excited for today's show?
Yeah.
Today's your show, brother.
Yeah, but it was supposed to be an all gotcha show, but then you attached some other bullshit to it.
Thank God.
Well, I did it for John. I wanted him to show up.
John could have suffered for a fucking episode. I've sure as fuck done it.
I think we've all done it at some point. It won't be that bad. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Yay, I get a gotcha episode.
Zach, it is a gotcha game that's been out for like a day. How much can you really talk
Actually,
about
quite a bit.
Yeah,
Because we had
off 2 hours worth.
actually really we could
I
because
wouldn't let you.
because though it only released recently as of Thursday of this week,
Yep.
it has at least a year's worth of content thanks to the
Really?
Chinese version.
Yeah, but you
Because we're going to
haven't-
be released because they're going
Yeah,
to be
but you
releasing
haven't
content pretty
gotten
much every
that.
2-3 weeks till we get caught up.
Nice.
Yeah, you got. I don't know how much you've played actually. I was gonna say you got like what, 10 hours worth.
I think I got a bit more than that.
Somewhere. I'm just throwing a ballpark out there. I didn't know when it actually came out.
For us, it was at 10 p.m. Thursday.
Yeah.
Or Wednesday,
I
sorry.
do not have near as much playtime as you because I have been busy, but I have checked it out.
Shoot, I got more playtime and I had to do a reset too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna reset mine as well. But no,
Mine wasn't intentional though.
yeah, mine's really not either. Trust me.
You say that, but you play games like almost 2/3 of the way through them and then just restart them.
And you know what? I'll tell you what. The greatest example of the game for that for me is Pokemon Black and White 2. I made it to the 8th gym leader 6 times and reset all 6 times.
Why?
I don't know.
I messaged this dude last Sunday to tell him I'd finished Act 2 of the Altars.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he messaged me back. He goes, "I restarted."
I didn't restart the entire game. I restarted Act 2 for clarification.
So
I
wait.
am now on Act 3.
So you finished Act 2?
Yeah, I'm in Act 3,
Okay.
but I'm probably gonna. I stopped playing because I got very fucking annoyed.
Yeah,
And
Act 3 is
I
already
probably
a pain.
have to restart Act 3 because I fucked up.
Okay.
Act 3 is already a pain. I just did the
It
first
doesn't,
day earlier.
dude. It sucks.
Yeah, I just did the first day earlier, and I could already running through the map. I'm like, yeah, I see what John's talking about. Everywhere I run, anomalies.
Oh, yeah. Are you
just the pathing of things, and I'm just like,
Are you
God
in Act
bless.
3, Zach?
I haven't really touched Altars. I mean, I'm still like mid Act 2.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, the zone for Act 3 sucks.
Act 3 is like, or Act 1 is like, oh, we're gonna show you what an anomaly is. Watch out, one of them might follow you. Act 2 is, look at all these random anomalies out in the world. And Act 3 is, man, I hope you like those anomalies.
So more or less 3 is just the ending half of 1 if you stay till like the very last day.
Basically, you could say
Like,
that.
some of us
But
had to
times
stay
10.
till the very last day.
I mean, I chose to.
I, left
I
like
did.
2 days
It wasn't
early.
a choice for me. I had to. No, Act 3. Act 3 also has a lot of time constraints associated with it as well, and I kind of fucked myself.
So yeah, Act 3 is going to be great at the altars, but I am enjoying the altars. But no, as we already kind of like touched on, I'm going to be talking about Persona 5: The Phantom X today. And the additional bullshit that Zach is referring to is that we are doing our mid-year Game of the Year bracket. This is something that we did last year, and it was pure chaos. I think Tekken was the one that won, right? And a game that none of us had even played, I think, made it to the Final Four with Daybreak.
Oh yeah.
Look, the mid-year bracket is the one where all 3 of us are just pure chaos.
Well, also-
the Game of the Year is a little bit more like
the thing
in line.
last year was the beginning half of last year. We didn't have a lot going on.
There really
Yeah,
wasn't.
There
yeah.
wasn't a lot going on, so it was kind of like whoever had the strongest opinion on a game that came out.
Yeah, so that mid-year bracket was pure chaos. So we're gonna see how today's go. We'll touch on some other stuff like Xbox and Steam and just other random things. If you want to support us further, Patreon is a great way to do so. And we'd appreciate that extra support, as well as checking out Rogue Energy and Agent Inc. with the referral links down below. We'll make sure to shout them out later on in the show as well. All right, let me turn down the music. Boys, anything you guys want to touch on before we get started? I got a couple things, but you guys got anything?
Steam Summer Sale is going on right now until I think July 10th.
That sounds right.
I think is what it is. So If you hadn't noticed it yet, and you've had some games you've been looking forward to on Steam, perfect time to go look for them. A lot of stuff's on sale right now. I just picked up Liza P this weekend for $30 instead of the normal like
Hell
60.
yeah.
July 10th is when summer sale ends.
Nice,
Okay.
nice.
Picked up Liza P, been playing it, been having a blast with it because it's been the game that ever since I dropped it, like the week it came out, I've wanted to go back to, and finally doing it now, and I'm having a fucking blast.
Hell yeah.
I was very tempted for no reason whatsoever to buy the Demon Slayer board game on Steam.
Did you get it?
No.
No.
I said I was tempted. I
Okay,
didn't
my
say I
bad, my
bought
bad.
it.
I
and then
actually,
I
actually do want that game.
Alex, you might be happy about this. Haven't bought it yet, but it's in my cart on Steam to buy. Finally deciding, you know what? It might be time to actually play that Guardians of the Galaxy game.
Yes, that is such a good game, dude.
The other, you know, the main reason why it's like $6.
Yeah, no, it's very cheap. No, that's such a good game, man. I love the Guardians of the Galaxy game. It's such a shame we'll probably never get a sequel just because of what like happened with the studios and everything. But man, that is such a good game.
Yeah, I figure I might finally give it a try, but
I don't
also
know.
still looking through.
I don't know what she does, but I'm intrigued. That's on the China server.
Oh, okay.
That's the new character on China.
New character for Persona 5, Phantom X. Yeah, no. Once you play Guardians, please let me know your thoughts because it's a really good game. It's very fun.
Yeah, it's one of those where honestly, a Steam sale came at a perfect time for me right now because I've got like a 2 or 3 month buffer right now before the onslaught of like September and October for me.
Yeah, just banger after
'Cause, like,
banger.
Because I was looking at it earlier, it's like September is when it kind of starts for me because that's when Trails
Mhm.
comes out, and then October is just like every week there's a hitter for me.
Right, right.
So probably gonna pick some stuff up on Steam and try to play some stuff I've been wanting to play or hit some backlog stuff.
Nice, nice. I got 2 things. One of them, though, I think I'll actually save for like maybe like the start of the weekly wrap up. So one of them is that the one that I'll save is a comment that I got because I like to highlight comments that this person left on our Nintendo Switch 2 third-party games not selling well video. And boy, did he drop a beefy comment and a very positive one at that. Even at the very end, it's just like I'm subscribing to your channel. I really like you guys. I really like you guys' opinions and takes and stuff.
You don't
So-
want to just go into it now. You're gonna repeat all that in like 2 hours.
No, I'm gonna repeat it later because it's very, very long, very, very long. I'll do it at like the start of the weekly wrap up, so we'll come back to it. But I do have something that I wanted you guys' thoughts on. I'll come back to
Don't
it.
remind him.
No, I'm gonna remember. I will remember. I do have something I wanted to ask you guys a question here because I saw this pop up on Twitter. It had like 960K votes.
Okay.
And I was very interested in what you guys' opinion was. So the poll was, what makes a boss fight memorable? And the choices are music, boss mechanics, difficulty, and the setting.
Yes to all.
Well, yes, but if you have to pick one.
I mean, for me, it would be boss mechanics.
Yeah, more than anything, I would say mechanics of the fight because a lot of time there's a lot of like difficult boss fights out there that are just difficult for the sake of being difficult.
Mm-hmm.
But if a boss is hard, as long as it's got good mechanics to it, doesn't matter. It's still a fun boss fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be my take because I mean, for the most part, the setting of the actual boss fight, besides just in my initial read of this is my space to work with, I don't care. Music would probably be my second one because I mean, there's times where I will remember a boss's music rather than the fight because the
Right.
fight was either inconsequential, but the music was good.
Yeah. I was gonna say me and Zach are probably similar here, where I would probably go mechanics, music, difficulty, and then setting
Yeah.
See-
because like a good boss fight has good mechanics around it.
Right.
You amplify that with good music.
Yeah.
And then if it's got a good difficulty to it as well, then yeah, you're looking at a damn perfect boss fight.
Yeah. So like my first thought was boss mechanics, right? Because that's just gonna be like memorable. Like, oh man, remember when you got to do this or use that, whatever. And then I'm with you guys with music. But it just kind of shocked me when I saw the poll and like boss mechanics was dead last. And I'm like, wow, that's interesting. That is interesting that boss mechanics was dead last. The what had the most votes was music and difficulty both. Which I mean, I can understand. Like a boss fight can be just technically memorable for people if it's just super hard.
Yeah.
People are gonna remember a hard boss fight. But I don't know, I just thought it was an interesting question because like I said, I thought it was like more like mechanics.
Well, I remember hard boss fights,
Yeah.
but if I only remember it because it's hard, I don't like. I'm thinking of it in like what's a memorable good boss fight
Mhm.
is how I interpret that instead of just what's a memorable fight.
Yeah, because like one of my go-tos for that is the Nyx fight in original Persona 3.
Mhm.
That fight's just a pain. I mean, the mechanics are fairly negligible, just using everything you learned from Persona 3 at that time. And then just having to constantly kill it over and over. So I mean, the Nyx fights, honestly, I mean, I remember it for being just a pain because of its slight difficulty. But other than that, yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, I just thought that was an interesting question. 960K votes, pretty solid. Setting and mechanics both came dead last. It's just like, damn. All right. Well,
Yeah. Setting, I see.
yeah, I can get setting. I can get that.
Music is definitely the biggest thing because people
Yeah.
attach to music more than anything.
True.
Which you can see that by just if you go in a random con and just play Sephiroth's music and see what happens.
And then as of this year, it's all about Renor's music.
Yeah.
Yeah. The second time you fight him, which I don't know, that track is awesome. That song is so good. So I mean, I totally get it. All right, you guys ready to get into some stuff?
Sure.
All right, we doing the mid-year bracket.
You know what? You guys just want to go for a little while?
Oh, you want?
I was gonna say, do you guys just want to go with Persona for a little while?
I was about to say, I sort of figured that'd be the first thing so we can have a stronger second half where all of us are part of it.
Hey,
you guys go. I'll just check out for a little while.
Check out for a little while. Okay, all right. Well, Persona 5 Phantom X, that dropped for us finally. I know you've been playing it a lot. How have you enjoyed it?
Is this the tactics game?
No, that was Tactica.
That was Tactica.
So this is just
Persona, but as a gotcha game.
Yep.
So it's still the same. It's still the same Persona
This might be
gameplay
the game
loop.
for you, man.
It's not.
I know.
hate Persona.
But like literally, they've changed nothing about the actual Persona formula. It is the same Persona loop, just a little bit more freeform, with gotcha mechanics.
Yeah. Yep. I'm assuming you've only been playing on Steam.
No, I actually am
Okay.
playing it through the Google Play launcher because I don't know what happened to my Steam version. I was playing it and it got to the point where I forget his name. But the Subway Slammer, when he has his
What a
sword,
great name.
when he has that moment where the sword just clicks on and he hits the first woman, like full body checks her.
Yeah.
My Steam was having none of it. He ran up, full body checked her, game just completely crashed.
Really?
And anytime I tried to run it, it would just be in an infinite loading.
Okay.
So I don't know what happened there. I just uninstalled it and installed it through the Google Play launcher.
I always forget there's a Google Play launcher. I'm
On
be honest.
PC, yeah.
I forget that's a thing.
I mean, so that's how I'm playing it. I mean, it's working fine. It's actually running smoother than it did on Steam for me. So
Really?
yeah.
Nice.
That's really funny.
Yeah, right. See, I have just been very busy since it's come out, so the only way I've played it actually is on my phone at work.
I mean, from my understanding, it runs fairly smooth on phone.
Not for me.
Not for you? Okay.
Well, I don't have like necessarily an old phone per se. Like, I mean, it's a Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra.
Okay.
But like, it's just as time has gone on, dude. I've been encountering just random issues with performance, battery life, whatever. And then come to find out that I guess maybe one reason behind it is that literally like the next model of my phone, which is what Christina has, like Samsung like revamped everything in the S models. So like mine's the last of this certain gen that just kind of stinks.
Gotcha.
So dude, brother, it runs like crap for me, but I'm getting through it. I'm doing it, but man, it's bad.
I've messed with it a little on mobile, and I mean, I haven't had any big issues with it.
But no, like I said, I think that's like specifically a me thing.
Yeah.
I'm like someone else that may have my phone probably runs fine, and I'm on like the lowest settings, dude.
Yeah.
I had to bump that thing down to the lowest settings. So again, it's just probably just my phone. It's not in all 22 ultras, but no, it runs like crap. It's rough. And it's wild, but like normal Persona 5 Royal ran better on my phone than the Phantom X. because I have played Royal on my phone through Game Pass when it was on Game Pass.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, through cloud. I have done that before. Out of sheer curiosity one day, I think it was when I was doing my first or second playthrough. I was at work and I'm like, can I do this? And I pulled it up and I started playing Royal, going through a dungeon. It worked. It ran better than Phantom X does for me for whatever reason. So that's how I've been playing it.
Interesting.
Yeah, I got everything set up on the computer earlier, so I'm gonna actually enjoy it there. But I
So-
may go to Google Play Launcher now. I'm kind of nervous.
So have you, in terms of where you've gone to, have you actually going through the dungeon?
I just got to his palace.
Gotcha.
Yeah, the point where we can like fully go in and got the grappling hook. That's where I'm at.
So you haven't got closer yet.
No, I have not got closer yet.
Okay.
Have not got her. So yeah, you are a lot farther than me. So I'm more so just have general questions for you of just like, well, number one, I am just curious of just like how the story is going so far. Like, have you got past the Subway Slammer?
No, I haven't fully finished chapter 1
Yeah,
yet.
I'm just kind of curious of the story, and another thing I'm curious of for you, because you play so many gotcha games, is like, how's this game, like, how does it feel for you as a gotcha game? Because that's something that since I don't do a whole lot of them very often, I was just curious your thoughts on that.
I mean, overall, Phil, I mean, it has a lot of content to do. I haven't fully stressed it yet because in terms of like resources for like farming stuff and whatnot, it doesn't seem bad. I mean, it seems fairly similar to what I'm used to for like the stamina you use for farming all the different XPs for all the different levelings in the game.
Right.
I mean, for a daily grind for just something you can do real quick, it's not bad. I mean, it recharges within 24 hours. So once you get to late game stuff and you just want to, for farming, and just log on real quick, do it, head off for the day, and you'll come back in like 24 hours. It'll be up again to do. And the fact that the stamina is only tied to the farming aspect, which is sort of nice and at the same time sort of not, depending on how much you keep up with meta play in terms of leveling characters and whatnot. Because all the high-end I say high-end in-game content, all that stuff, once you unlock it, you can pretty much do it, and it just becomes a thing of team building and strategy. The activity points seem okay for like doing the daily life stuff. Seems fine. I mean, I haven't messed with a whole lot of games that has a separate daily life content like Persona, because like it has like the 20 action points or whatever you get to be able to do the part-time job and things like that. So I mean, I don't know how much that needs to be, how much that's going to get stressed. Since I haven't really used it a whole lot yet, since you use that for increasing like your synergies and things like that.
Yep.
I mean, overall, I'm having fun with it. The thing from my understanding from seeing some of the stuff people were saying about the Chinese version of the game, you can actually do this pretty much free to play and be able to keep up with banner pulls and whatnot. Which I wouldn't agree so far with based how I've been seeing it, because I mean, I haven't lucked out and gotten an early win yet, but I haven't had to spend any money, but I'm pretty much like 2-10 pulls away from pretty much guaranteed of possibly getting a Ren or a different 5-star character, because I don't know if this game does the 50-50 system or something else. I haven't actually looked into the details of that one. Overall, for me as a gacha game, it's solid and fine. I mean, there's no real just like energy wall that blocks you from being able to progress content as quickly as you want. The only issue I do know from people talking about it from the Chinese game is just the level wall, because there's points in the game where it won't let you progress the dungeons and whatnot if you're not a specific account level or level for Wonder. Like the first one is like level 20. Once you get through the stuff you're doing, you can do like a little bit more, and it's just like, all right, you need to hit level 20 before we can let you continue exploring. Which, from my understanding, and originally when it released in Chinese, that was a bit of an issue for the player base, because like they'd hit that leveling wall, but there wasn't enough content and whatnot to be able to easily level enough. So you'd spend several days or so grinding just to get XP for Wonder. But so from what I've seen with at least the global release, it doesn't seem too bad, Because even when I hit that level 20 wall, it took me maybe messing around with like 2 side missions before I hit it and I was good to go again.
Nice. One random question I had for you, because I just didn't bother to look it up, and I was just wanting to ask you real quick. Just for clarification, all these Phantom Idols are just like new to this game, correct?
Yes,
Okay.
pretty much.
Yeah, because like that's something I was just curious about with all these new like idols and these new like thieves and stuff. Like, are these like deep pools that I don't know about?
No.
You know? Okay. I didn't think so, but I wanted to be sure because I did not look it up. I was just curious.
No, literally besides the Phantom Thieves of Heart themselves,
Yeah.
all the idols are pretty much new
That's
characters.
what I thought.
That, as Mirope said, is literally it's just people you know and you've come across that
Yeah. Yeah.
I've taken from your memories of the Sea of Souls to turn them into thieves to help you.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I
Because
was just curious.
like one of the big things, like because I did watch their production thing for Countdown to Launch on Wednesday, and they explained the Phantom Idols just like, yeah, it's just the people that your MC knows and can use their images for stuff like that. And like, because like the neighbor lady, she's one of them.
yeah, I saw that.
And like, it's like, it takes the form of them whenever they had the most hope and dreams in their life. And it's her as a teenager, Yaru. And because her weapon's literally just a flashy phone. Because she's a support character. She's she's one of our 2 support characters we have who's just on the back lines and can do stuff. Which they said that, and all I could think about, one of the characters I'm looking forward to. I don't care if I don't care if she's good, but the grandma who's nuke damage, because I assume she's a Phantom Idol, because as it stands, we only have in the story based on the Chinese server, there's only actually 5 people part of this Phantom, our new Phantom Thieves group. Am I thinking that? Did I got that count right? No, because I'm not counting Lufel. So 6. And Grandma's not one of them, so she's a Phantom Idol. So her apparently peak time of hopes and dreams is when she's 60 years old and being a badass. And it is as weird as it sounds, John.
Yeah, I mean, I can only assume.
John is counting it down right now.
But no, overall I've been having fun. I haven't joined in with the standard thing with a new gacha launch of everyone doing just speedrunning to the gacha mechanic, doing quick pulls and then dipping out, resetting your account to do it again, just to get the most optimal pulls for teams. Because I found that funny. Like on day 2, they had to put a limit of you can only make 100 accounts a day, just because people were doing it so quickly and rapidly. It was bogging down the profile creation.
Really? That's funny.
So they had to limit it to people could only make 100 accounts a day, 100 new accounts whenever you delete your cache or whatnot. Because everyone was trying to run the optimal, get either double An and Yao Ling, and then just try and roll for an early Ren.
The fact they had to put a cap on it, on how many accounts you could make, is funny.
I mean, it didn't surprise me, because I saw that and I went, all right, guys, y'all are going a bit crazy, but I understand why.
No.
Because I mean, I did it at one point with a gotcha game, but I don't bother now because I'm gonna collect them all, so
Right.
I don't really care.
I think I also just really think it's funny with the approach for the game with the menaces. Like once we get we're kind of getting into the meat and potatoes of it, and it's just like the Subway Slammer. I'm just like, this is amazing. This is so stupid. I love it.
Yeah, I mean, for any Persona fans, in terms, you may not be getting the most interesting of villains going forward, because from my understanding, from what some people said, I don't know what the actual consensus of it was. Is our first dungeon pretty fun. The second dungeon that's going to be coming up here in a couple weeks, sort of mid, and then it comes back up a little bit with the third dungeon.
It's so funny.
But it is more or less just like these sort of morally bad villains. Instead, we just got they're assholes. It's the equivalent of them. All of them are just they're assholes.
Yeah, that's all it is. They're just jerks, complete and utter jerks.
Even
One to push, moms downstairs with their baby. Just jerks.
Well, that one's a bit extreme.
Yeah.
That one's a bit extreme. That's more than an asshole. That's an actual.
That's a menace.
No, that's more than a menace. That's an actual criminal. You need to go to jail. Hey, you.
But it was an accident. Busy station. So stupid.
But again, that was also the whole thing of our character Wonder. He sees a vision of this. So this is like the accumulation. If they just let him continue on, it's going to lead to this woman falling down the stairs and her baby dying.
Yep.
The worst he's done so far is he full body checked one of our character's close friends who pushed out of the way, fully sending her flying over the barrier of the platform to the subway tracks, hitting her over to the tracks.
Yep.
And it's one of those things where it's like, this is the point in the game story where you're just like, okay, he should be going to jail, but because of the whole backstory setting of the whole, something's taking people's hopes and wills to be able to want to have any kind of drive or anything, desires to do anything. Everyone's just like, oh, it was just an accident. He didn't just fully sprint into this girl, hitting her just full body on like he was doing a freaking tryouts for the rugby team. No, it was completely an accident. We can't do anything about it. And I'm just like, all right, game. I mean, I understand your whole setting and whatnot, but still at the same time, I was like, you could give us a little bit. That can be us like, at least be like, all right, we're gonna investigate. We take him at least in custody. And was like, well, we couldn't find anything. At least give us a little bit here. Instead of just be like, sorry, man, we can't do anything. It was just a busy rush of searching the subway.
Yeah, what do you expect? It's busy in here. Did you see the image I sent you about the Subway Slammer? Yeah, someone made a meme about it where it's like the Subway Slammer has the pettiness of Dio, the writing of Aaron, the genius of Aizen, and the aura of Sakuna. And I'm just like this, and it's like all that together makes the Subway Slammer. And I'm just like, Jesus Christ, so stupid.
Yeah, the character, the antagonist characters we're gonna get are gonna be someone interesting. It's definitely gonna be some might say a downgrade from the usual Persona antagonists,
right?
But some may say improvement, just depending on your point of view. In my current thing of the Chapter 1 villain,
Yeah, right. I love it because of how stupid it is, but I'm with you of the all right, but I'm here for stupid shit, and it's stupid, and I love it. What sold me was when they said the name, the Subway Slammer. I'm like, God bless, guys. What are we doing? But I mean,
have you actually seen his shadow form yet?
No, I haven't yet.
It's literally just a ripped full pecs version of him in a baseball outfit.
I figured
with just like the center completely open, showing off his chest hair and full on muscles, and just going down. And I was like, you're like borderline stealing Kamoshida's look. In terms of when he was a PE teacher, not like his shadow version, because his shadow version was a freak. But
yeah, true. No, I have not seen it yet. Hopefully, we'll get to see it soon.
You should, because it's
like I said, I've been busy. I wish I could have played more, but I just haven't. I've been busy. I've only been playing the little bit of work that I've gotten to do, and I got stuff set up earlier on Steam, and that was it. That's all I've done so far. I will say I've enjoyed like the interactions between characters, like between Wonder and Cattle.
Lufo.
Yeah, I've really enjoyed their interactions and just how they bounce off each other and how you can bounce off each other. I just view them as like a dumb detective duo in a way.
They're business partners.
Yeah, they're just a dumb pair of business partners. They're the other guys. Like that's what I see when I see this. I see the other guys from the movie, and I'm just like, I love it.
I do enjoy the fact that Lufo is just as oblivious to the metaverse as Morgana is.
Yeah, right.
Both these animals are somehow awakened thanks to the metaverse, and both of them know jack all.
Yep.
they know just enough to get you part of it.
Yeah, just to get you by, and that's about it. So, like I said, I've enjoyed the interactions between them. It's been really funny, just the kind of back and forth and the options you can pick. So, I'm looking forward to getting the chance to actually, I guess, talk to the other characters more,
Mhm.
right? Because I just haven't. But I mean, I think the cast we've got so far is pretty interesting.
See, the thing I found really funny is because Persona is just embracing the harem dating simulator allegations, because literally all the synergy bonds besides Lufel are all women.
Really?
Yep, every single one's a female character.
That's funny. I didn't notice that. Actually, know what? Now, because you can see who all you can get synergy with before you get them. Now that you mention it, yeah. When I went through there, you're right. they were all just the females.
All women and an owl.
Right? Jesus Christ, game. Yeah, they're really leaning into that, aren't they?
They're not beating the harem allegations.
No, not today. They're not.
Also, during their like whole countdown live streams, like, we're also gonna make sure we have seasonal events, and we're like, and they're not just gonna be like minor things; they'll be like full events, especially Valentine's Day. We know y'all are all gonna be waiting for that.
Oh God.
And I'm just like, all right, I'm out. I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna do this event.
Come on, you got to do the event, dude.
I mean, if Grandma's around by then, sure, I'll pick
yeah,
Grandma.
He's here for Grandma. Here we go.
I don't know her character, but I assume just her badass aura from the stuff I saw
Right.
during her Chinese release. I'm full in with it.
Yeah. That's great. That's great.
And then the fact that the freebie first Phantom Idol, you get the ice chick.
Yep.
I'm not even sure if her content's in the game yet,
Really?
because I've yet to see her unless it's like towards the end of chapter 1. Because she's sure as heck not one of the synergy bonds. And I'm pretty sure one of the characters I have, Riddle, who's a little girl, is the convenience store lady you work with.
Mm-hmm.
So you get a Phantom Idol of her child self.
Interesting.
Yeah, she's a psychic character who
Nice.
sends robots to attack people.
Love that. We love robots here. So
They're derpy robots too.
they're what now?
They're derpy robots too.
We love derpy robots. No, I mean, like I said, it's been fun so far. Dude, it's been popping off too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no, because it like already became like Atlas's third highest played game on Steam. Only behind, I think it was what, Metaphor and P3R, I think was their top two. So past and then so past P5R, so shout out to that. But yeah, no, I mean, it's had some really steady player counts since it's dropped. Like it's been a very popular release for them. It's crazy.
I mean, it's legitimately just a Persona game with gotcha mechanics and some stamina stuff. So I mean,
Yeah,
it's literally taking place during the Persona 5 timeline, which for the P5 original protag, Rin, he's got to be all kinds of confused because the casino playthroughs changed like 4 times. First time he's just trying to escape to get captured by police. And then he gets captured. Then there's the whole. Now there's randomly a point where Kasumi saves me, and she does literally nothing else during the rest of P5 besides save me. And then we do her own thing after all the events. But
yeah,
hey, Kasumi.
basically.
And now randomly, before he even gets to the Kasumi part, he gets attacked by this random other Persona user out of nowhere, who's trying to take him out before he even can get to Kasumi. Like, Rin's got 3 different timelines, and he doesn't know which one he's part of.
Right. That poor dude. Yeah, it's like, you know, we kick off with the story, and it's just like, okay, so it's just Persona 5 here to start. It's like, all right, where's Wonder gonna come in and mess everything up?
Right after you do the tutorial fight with Arsene, as Joker's trying to go walk up the stairs, just some mysterious guy takes a shot at me.
Yeah, right. No, like I said, it's been fun so far, man. It's been popping off, so I'm glad to see that. And I'm happy to hear that. You know, from the longer that you've played on, it's been overall pretty positive experience, because like I just don't have long on it, but
Yeah.
I want to play more.
I mean, if you like Persona, I mean, as long as you like Persona and you don't mind gotcha mechanics, you should have a pretty fun time with this game.
I feel like it's one of those games that, like, you know, it's just good to kind of pop on every day, play a little bit, kind of thing. You know, unless you're just a diehard like gotcha guy.
Yeah.
And, you know, like someone like me, it's gonna be good to kind of just pop on every day, play it for a little bit, and hop off kind of thing. So yeah, no, I mean it's been fun so far.
The funniest thing I think to me is that they added a world chat, which was a wild choice, mind you. And the fact that did you change your character's name or did you do default?
I changed my character
Okay.
name. Yeah.
Because that's how you're seen as in the world chat. So there's so many
Oh,
Nagisa Kamoshitos
no.
just because people just default names.
Yeah. Oh, that's unfortunate.
So there's like, I'll look in world chat and sometimes there'll be like 6 Nagisa Kamoshitos talking to each other. I was like, all right, guys.
All right, have fun with your conversation.
I was like,
Have fun, brothers.
wait a bubble conversation this.
Right.
And then we had John Persona 1 through 5. What in the world? There's John
that was his character name.
that was several people's character name was John Persona. And,
I've seen some dumb shit like that too.
and
Yeah.
I'm assuming it's in reference to the Helldiver,
Mm-hmm.
whose name I'm pretty sure it's just John in the Helldiver.
Isn't Chief's name also John? Right.
Yeah.
All right, that's what I thought. Could also
Yeah.
be that too.
Not to be that, but
Yeah, could be Chief too. I don't know. So, that's funny that they add the world chat. And it's just like whatever name you enter for Wonder. It's like you have a because you know there's some people that's just like
oh, they're just gonna default.
They're just gonna default the name, you know, because they're like, oh, that's the character's name or whatever the case.
Yeah,
is.
because there's a side quest for you to join what they call Campinos,
Mm-hmm.
which are the guilds, and the guild I joined just to clear it and get through the task stuff. There's 11 members. 6 of them are Nagisa Kamoshito.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, no, I always do some sort of original name personally, so that's funny. Did you do original name?
No.
Oh,
No, I did original. Sorry,
Okay.
I didn't default. No.
Okay, didn't default. Gotcha. Okay, that's good. So I can spot you in chat then,
Yeah.
unlike everyone else. All right, let's shout out a sponsor. Let's shout out some Rogue Energy. Use the referral link down below, promo code SPARKY3 to get 10% off your order. Doesn't matter if you're picking up Hydration Chill or the energy powder or can. They're all fantastic. We recommend them all. And again, promo code SPARKY3. We'll give you 10% off on everything. If they got a better sale going on, no big deal. Just use the referral link down below, and you're going to still help out the brand. Again,
Also,
check out some Rogue Energy.
I hope you don't use that for a clip to explain Phantom X because we didn't explain it at all. We just talked about it.
Yeah, no, we just talked about it. No, I was trying to reach some form of stopping point because I messed up. I was supposed to leave my key for Christina, and I forgot. And she just texted me. So you two chat. I'll be right back.
I mean, Zach, you did explain the Persona game. It's Persona with gotcha mechanics.
I mean, it is at the base of it, but in terms of like any kind of like deep dive or whatnot, we did jack all there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna be the one to say, yeah, go explain some more. But I mean, I can imagine, just like from the little life played of Persona, I can only assume it's something similar, just with not as deep of characters necessarily.
Yeah, you could probably say that because I mean, there is specific characters as I mentioned, like the synergy
Yeah.
bonds, which work as like the confidants in this one.
I'm more mean like because like the villain sections of Persona games are usually you expect a little more too.
Yeah,
So
I mean they got quite a bit in it of sort of compressing it, but at the same time, just if you're used to like how Persona 5 did it, it's sort of weird.
I did actually have a question for you about
What's
it.
up?
Because it does have you said it has like stamina mechanics in that.
Yeah.
Is that for specific things in the game? Like, can you just play the game for however long you want to during a single day, or are you limited by stamina?
So you can play the game as far as you want in a single day. Stamina is only for farming materials, for leveling materials, and then there's the activity points, which are separate, which is what allows you to do the daily life stuff.
Okay. Because I've played some game. Granted, it's been years since I like actually got into a gacha game.
Yeah.
But the ones that I used to play, you were very much like
Limited with-
everything you
yep.
did was stamina related.
Yes. Like a good one would be like Fate Grand Order. That one's stamina specific. it's one of the better ones because Fate Grand Order and like events and whatnot just give out stamina recharging items like candy. Because like if I go on my FGO account, I could play for an entire day with no issue because I probably have like thousands of energy items.
Yeah, that was similar to ones that I used to play. It was like they had like because they had like in-game ways to actually build it. But I guess the kind of more the new age of gacha games aren't necessarily stamina based as much.
Some still are, but yeah, usually stamina is usually just a mechanic for
Yeah.
mats farming a lot of times now.
Nice.
Because yeah, the only real stopping factor for playing P5X is, as I mentioned, the level wall that'll just hit you on the main quest. It'll be like, all right, you can't progress until you hit this level.
Yeah, but you just play casually as you want to, and then you get told go grind.
Yeah, go grind and have fun. Have a blast.
Not if you're grinding.
Yeah, right. What all did you want to dive into with P5X? I don't know what happened in the couple minutes I was gone, or the minute I was gone.
I mean, we don't necessarily have to do a dive. I wouldn't throw up that segment as a, hey, P5X explanation. This is a P5X discussion, so if you don't know anything about it, don't watch this video because it may not help.
Oh, that's gonna be a clip, brother. That's gonna be a clip, brother. We don't do any extra
Zach,
back
we
work.
we hardly ever explain the games that we talk.
You know, that is true. We're not very good about that.
I-
Sometimes we are.
There's times where I've caught myself like 10 minutes into like talking about the game to be like, I never explained what this game was. And then
If it's a new game, I usually try to.
You're probably the best out of us.
I
Yeah.
try, but you know me, I ramble about 17 different paths
Yes.
during one explanation.
Yeah.
This is a Persona Gotcha game, so I didn't really care a whole lot.
Yeah. Which is that's fair. That's fair. You know. You're
For
like,
anyone who knows anything about Persona, what I said will make somewhat sense.
Yeah.
For anyone who knows nothing about Persona, good luck.
Yeah. Good luck. Have fun.
Hey, you can go on the deeper dive next week when you got more time in.
Do we have more time next
I
week?
have no clue. What do we have next week?
No, when you have more time in the game.
Oh,
Oh, that's fair too. That's fair too. And I'll have more time in the game by then too. Hopefully, playing at work and stuff.
Because I mean, your partner in talking about it didn't play the game.
I was busy.
well, I'm gonna hit
I'm
the end of
just saying.
chapter 1, then I'm gonna be finishing up Zenless stuff because I haven't messed with any of the second half of 2.0 for Zenless.
Yeah,
So I got
that's
stuff
the other
building up.
thing. Like you were talking about, like playing it. I'm like, dude, you got like 4 different gacha games you play.
I only got
That's true.
2 main ones, though I do need to get on Star Rail because the Fate Grand Order collab's happening right now. So I need to go do the Holy Grail War.
Do you is that pretty much all you do now? Is just Zenless and I guess now Persona? When was the last time you played
Yeah,
like
you-
Wuthering Waves or something like that?
Like 3 weeks ago.
It's not bad.
Yeah, just all you gotta do is look at Discord, and it's just Zenless.
Yeah, it is Zenless. a lot.
Zenless is my main one.
Yeah, Zenless is your game, man. I respect.
If anything, I will make sure I go and do my dailies on Zenless,
Yeah.
which are very simple. It takes maybe 5 minutes.
Right. There you go. Go hop on Zenless and have fun. So shout out.
Literally, when I get on Zenless now, I have my Zenless sound on mute, and I just play an audiobook for like the 10 minutes I do my daily stuff in Zenless.
Nice. Good use of time. Good use of time. I respect that. Man, I gotta get back to some
Man,
audiobooks.
it's been a while since I've played like a live service game where I have to do my dailies and shit on there. Man, when the next one comes out that gets me, it's gonna be rough getting back into that swing.
That's why Zenless is great. Its dailies are stupidly easy.
Yeah.
Because people make memes about it all the time for comparing Genshin Impact dailies versus Zenless dailies.
I just think back to when I was playing Lost Ark, where I'd have like
Oh yeah.
six or 7 different characters.
Yep.
And it's like, I'd get home, I'd play for 3.5 hours. I go, okay, I got my dailies done.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't do that.
Man, shout out to all the times where it's like the weekly segment of all right, here's John's update on X live service game he's playing.
No, it's actually sort of funny. So with Zenless coming onto Xbox, I attempted to try and start a second account, forgetting I had attached my Hoyo account to my Xbox account. So I loaded up Zenlist, launched it, and instead of getting the opening movie I was expecting, it just took me to the Yinquay Summit Temple, and my console then began to explode me with like 30 achievements
Really?
because it went
That's great.
because it went. Oh, you have all this stuff.
Ding, 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 ding. That's amazing. That's
Dude,
so funny.
It's not quite the same, but like because I've been on my Xbox recently,
Yeah.
like playing the altars and stuff. I forget that because I have the PC launcher as well,
Mhm.
I'll be playing. The PC launcher actually pops achievements.
Yes, it does.
before The Xbox does. So it's like I'd be playing, but it's like I always have my sound on my PC because I don't use headphones most
Yeah.
of the time. So I'll just be playing and I hear the achievement pop sound there, and then like 10 seconds later it pops here. So I'm just like, man, every time I get on my Xbox now, I'm like, man, I gotta turn the sound off on one of these.
I do feel that because like I'll be playing on my Series X, get an achievement, and then I'll just hear a pop over the computer. I'll just look over. I'm like, oh, and it pops up here. I'm like, oh. So I do feel you on that.
That's
yeah.
why I logged off of my Xbox account on my PC because I got tired of that.
Yeah, it is what it is.
I don't do it just because I bounce between the two of them so
Oh yeah,
often.
I understand why you don't.
I gotta at some point go in and mute that
Right,
if I
right.
know I'm gonna be on my Xbox.
Yep. All right, you guys ready to get to the mid-year bracket?
Sure.
All right, let me make sure we're good to go on this thing. So should go full screen, go to browser, and we are good on OBS, which is great. That's what I need. So yeah, we're going to be doing mid-year game of the year bracket. We started this last year, like we said at the beginning of the show, and it is just pure chaos. Last year was pure chaos. So I'm going to hope for the same thing here, and this list and these games are going to be pure chaos. Not going to run through the entire list to kick things off. We'll just kind of go through one by one and just kind of follow along that way. Now, the way we have formed this list is the seeds 1, 2, 3 is each of our favorite games of the year so far, and then 4 and beyond is basically top-rated Metacritic games with some games taken out that we just maybe don't know anything about or haven't played, and then we've got just like notable games in there, whatever. So with that said, let's jump into the bracket.
No, we should do next year.
What should we do next year?
You
What
re-
for mid-year?
Yeah.
Okay, what?
You remember the totally accurate battle simulator game?
I don't.
Yes.
So legitimately, you just make an army of random stuff and then hit go, and they will battle it out.
Oh, can we do that here?
We could just make BS armies with the name for whatever games, just let them fight, and that'll decide our bracket.
Ooh, that'd be fun. All right, we may have to follow up on that. Maybe not even next year. Maybe we'll follow up on that here this year.
Okay.
That'd be fun. I'd be down for that. I'd be down for that. That'd be a lot of fun. Let them decide who's gonna be the big great game of the year for the mid-year.
If we're gonna do that, it's gotta be a mid-year thing and not our actual.
That's why
Yeah,
I was
right,
saying for
right,
mid-year.
right.
Because you
yeah.
were like, maybe we follow it up this year. I'm like, no. not
Well,
this year.
okay, listen. It's not gonna be the game of the year thing. It's just a fun little segment. Just take like
that'll be a full show. Those things.
Yeah,
those
no,
things
that-
take a
that-
bit.
that- would-
okay. It'll be a fun bonus episode. How's that? It'll be fun. I think it'll be fun. Look, okay.
Wait,
listen,
yeah, I mean,
listen.
it's kind of a dead portion of the year for me as far as games coming out. So I mean, I'm open to doing it at some point.
Here
soon.
we go. So we could either do it soon or we could do it at the end of the year with like once we go through like the game of the year bracket. I know you talked about wanting to do like our own personal list. We could do our own personal lists where it's like all of our like top 10 favorite games. Just run with that. Have our top 10 favorites be the ones that go in there and fight it out. That'd be pretty
Well,
cool.
ignore that for now. We can talk about that later. It was
Yeah,
just
that's
a
a
throw,
later-
that's
yeah.
just something I was throwing out in the air.
Listen, we're pitching ideas. We're thinking here. All right, so let's jump into the bracket, boys.
Stupid.
Oh, it's
gonna
got to be
fun.
stupid.
It's gonna be fun. All right, so first up, we have the 1 seed Clay Obscure Expedition 33 going up against the 32 seed Fragpunk. I'm sorry, it's how things fell. with his how things fell with the Metacritic scores and stuff.
I'm not doing it with. I'm not doing it.
Okay,
Zach.
okay.
See, we already almost. As soon as I saw Frag Punk at 32 earlier, Zach, the first thing I thought of, this son of a bitch is gonna try to troll so hard.
You said frag punk. He smirked and looked at me.
I saw. Oh my god.
So unanimously, this one should be 33.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's 33.
just I haven't been playing frag. I haven't played frag punk in a while. Frag punk is fantastic.
It is fun. Season 2 actually just started.
I was gonna say it was amazing playing it when it started. I think you still play it every now and then.
I still play it occasionally. Yeah.
Yeah, I still see you pop on.
I've kind of bounced off of it, but I mean, it's still. I'm not even one for like that style of shooter game necessarily.
Yeah.
But I had a blast with it. I played the shit out of that game when it came out. Me and you were on every night playing it.
And you've got like 80 hours in it now, don't you?
I got over 80.
Yeah, I mean, played a lot. So shout out. All right, next thing we've got is the 17 seed Date Everything and the 16 seed The Alters. I'm going to go The Alters, but Date Everything, man, looks like a trip. Christina's been playing it, and it looks like a damn trip, dude.
I've seen some stuff on Date Everything, and that game is wild.
I'm going
I was
The
about
Alters,
to say,
but
I've been
man.
watching quite a few. I mean, my vote would be for Date Everything because it is a very wild game,
Yeah.
just in terms of voice cast and just how they chose to put that game together and just all the
Right.
different interactions.
We're gonna go Alters here.
Okay, Alters moves on. Alters moves on.
I haven't played Date Everything. I've watched a little bit on it. I'm not usually one for like a dating sim style game. That one makes me want to play it.
Yep. All right, next thing we've got is the 9 seed Monster Train 2 and the 24 seed the new Alteria Yuma, which I couldn't put the full title in there, but it's like something Alchemist in the Envision Land.
Yeah.
Alchemist of Memories in the Envision Land as the 24 seed.
Monster Train.
Yeah, I would go Monster Train here.
I'm just going to roll with you guys, Monster Train. This is one of those ones I got no dog in the fight.
Yeah. Monster Train 2, I mean, it's a great game. I love the first Monster Train. I don't have the most time in Monster Train 2, but from what I've played so far, it's
still exceptionally solid. I mean, pretty much most of the mechanics from Monster Train that people like stayed in some form or fashion in 2, and they just revamped it for the new factions and enemies and whatnot.
Nice. All right, next thing I've got the 25th seed Fatal Fury City of Wolves versus the 8 seed Kingdom Come Deliverance 2.
Fatal Fury.
I would put Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 on here out of
Respect.
respect for what they've done with that game. From everything I've seen and heard about that game, it might be potentially the best like sandbox game to come out so
I was
far.
about to say. The proper choice in this one should be Kingdom Come Deliverance. I personally choose Fatal Fury because it is a return of a fighting series that has been dead for a long time.
Right.
And they also came out with an exceptionally well put together fighter game with even the guest characters being very viable and very usable. Just overall solid, fun fighting game.
Yeah. Since I'm the deciding factor on what lives and dies, I think I'm probably going to go Kingdom Come just out of the respect factor. Because it's the same thing that was John was saying. It's just the respect factor of what the game has done is why I'm going to go Kingdom Come.
Because it's like Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, pretty much every complaint that people had with Kingdom Come Deliverance,
They addressed.
They addressed, updated. That game has so many different like little mini games. It's the most true to a sandbox experience that you can pretty much get in games these days. It's like they know what they want to make and they're gonna make it, and some people aren't gonna like it, and that's not who they're making the game for. And
Yeah.
Right.
Because, I mean, it recently just came out with a DLC, too. I haven't really heard a whole lot about that, but
I didn't even know they had a DLC that come out. I hadn't seen that either. Next thing we've got is the 5 seed Split Fiction versus the 28 seed The Midnight Walk. Going Split Fiction.
I'm sure none of us have even played Midnight Walk yet, so Split Fiction.
I wouldn't pick Midnight Walk just out of
Spite.
I have
Out
no
of
interest.
spite.
I have no love for that game.
It looks so much fun. Me and Christina were watching some gameplay for it because we want to buy it
It's a
sometime soon. It looks so fun.
it's a fascinating art style and depiction that they've done for the
Yeah.
game, but just because there's no way in hell I'd ever play that game.
It's not a
Yeah.
horror game, though, John.
I don't
He
give a
just doesn't.
shit.
He doesn't like the look. He's
It's
not here
it's-
for the Valve.
He's
I-
not here for the aesthetic.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like I respect the aesthetic. It is not for me.
Right. Next thing we've got is the 21 seed Avowed versus the 12 seed Citizen Sleeper 2.
Avowed. I don't know if either of you actually played Avowed.
So I haven't played Citizen Sleeper 2 yet, so I can't fight for it. But if it's anything like the first one, I would say Citizen Sleeper 2.
Is that your official pick?
Yeah.
Okay, I need you guys to sway me one way or another because I got no. I started Avowed, did not get far, and I've never played Citizen Sleeper. So which one should move on? I need you guys to sway me.
So the thing is, Avowed is a perfectly good game, but it's one where like I put a lot of time into Avowed. I played the hell out of it when it came out. I really enjoyed what I was playing, but I will say there are parts of the game where you can tell they needed more time.
Mm.
But the game itself is good. If it's, I'm not really one that's in the Pillars of Eternity universe, but if this is like something, the groundwork for them expanding that universe in more games like this, then I'd be happy because the game itself is a lot of fun to play. It's just got some stuff that needed a little longer to cook.
Okay. What about Citizen Sleeper?
I got nothing. As I said, I haven't played it yet. I choose it solely for the respect of the series of what we got for the first game and how phenomenal narratively and mostly narratively it was, and all the different characters. So I would hope the second one's similar.
Okay. I don't know what to pick here then. Let's see. Moving on, we're gonna go with.
What you mean moving on?
No, he's
Okay.
saying which game.
Yeah, which game's gonna move on? I don't know. Let's throw some upsets in here. So let's go with Avowed because it's the lower rated game on this list. Let's go with some upsets on this list. Next up, we have Age of Mythology Retold at the 13 seed and Rune Factory Guardians of Azuma at the 20 seed.
Rune Factory.
I mean, I would say Age of Mythology.
I was actually
but
gonna
that
say
is-
Rune Factory.
It's like that's just a full like Age of Mythology is. It's one where it's like we all had the RTS that we played growing up.
Yep.
Age of Mythology is mine. A lot of people,
Same.
it was Warcraft, it was Age of Empires, it was StarCraft or something like that.
Yeah.
Age of Mythology was mine. I can never really vote against that game.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Rune Factory, and that's gonna help push it on. Just because like everything that I've seen from Christina playing it, it just looks like it's this new twist on the property, kind of swapping up the theming and the vibe, and just honestly the play style of the property is done really well for it, and it's almost like kind of breathed life back into it. Because like going into it, she was just like, I guess we'll get it. And
She
I'm
was
like,
playing it because she's played the series.
exactly, but then now she's gotten it, and she's genuinely really been enjoying it. Like it's actually been up, and it's actually reviewed pretty well too. It's actually one of the higher rated Rune Factory games now. So shout out to that. Next thing we've got is the 29 seed South of Midnight. I forgot how low this was on the Metacritic score. It wasn't low. It was like 78, but that's why I got down as far as it did. Versus the 4 seed Blue Prince.
Oh, I'd say Blueprints for this.
Probably Blueprints.
Oh, okay. I'm actually the loser here. I was going to go South of Midnight.
Blueprints
It's
is
such a fascinating game.
Blueprints is such a more solidly built game. I mean, South of Midnight is fun. I completed it. I enjoyed this overall story and tale we got. But I mean, it's a one playthrough thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
After because I played Blueprints for about 5 hours and very quickly realized it's not necessarily for me. And once I realized that, I went back and I started watching videos of what that game had. And just for the amount that they put into that game, and that game is a puzzle game at its core.
Aggressively.
It is a puzzle game with some very intricate puzzles that it's a game where I mean, people have put 100 hours into it, and it's like just to find themselves encountering more intricate puzzles that lead further and further in. And it's like the amount of work that got put into that is incredible.
Right. All right, let's see. Next up, we've got the 3 seed Dynasty Warriors Origins versus the 30 seed the Raidou Remaster.
Origins.
Yeah, I figured.
I don't have an opinion here, but I guess Origins.
Yeah, we're gonna go with Dynasty Warriors Origins. Move that on.
Literally,
not
only
a-
one with any say on that one was me.
That's one where I got no opinion on. I've seen Dynasty Warrior games. I know what they're about.
Next thing we've got is the 19 seed Assassin's Creed Shadows versus the 14 seed Doom: The Dark Ages. Give me Doom here.
You got an opinion, Zach?
Not really.
I don't really either.
Dark Ages.
I tried to play Doom, but all it did was reinforce me that Doom's not necessarily my type of game.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Next up, the 11 seed Mario Kart World versus the 22 seed Fantasy Life I. For the sake of my marriage, Fantasy Life I.
For the sake of me just playing RPGs, Fantasy Life I.
I don't want to see Mario Kart move on.
All right, Fantasy Life I moves on, baby. Here we go. All right, next up, 27 seed Elden Ring Night Rain versus the 6 seed Death Stranding 2 on the Beach.
I will give it to Elden Ring Night Rain.
I'm actually go Death Stranding too.
You would like the pizza fight.
I know nothing about Death Stranding 2. I'll go Night Rain just based off of I actually watch people play Night Rain.
That's fair. No, I just appreciate some of the levels of depth that is put into Death Stranding from everything that I saw. One thing I saw today that I was just like, wow, that's actually really neat is that apparently, whenever you have your birthday information in the game, they'll wish you happy birthday on your
Yeah, I
birthday.
saw that.
That's so cool. Shout out to that. But yeah, Elden Ring Night Rain moves on.
I choose Night Rain for Kojima,
What?
so the game's not as popular as it is.
Wow, okay. Next up, we got the 7 seed Monster Hunter Wilds versus the 26 seed Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii.
Oh, I'm gonna go
Monster
Yakuza
Hunter.
every time.
Monster Hunter.
Shit. For the sake of my marriage, I gotta go Monster Hunter Wilds here.
Monster Hunter Wilds is fantastic.
Oh, geez.
Although I think a recent update people aren't happy with or something.
Oh, what they do in an update? I wonder.
Maybe it's not that game. Maybe it's not Monster Hunter. I don't know. I haven't kept as much up with. I look in like every other month now to see what updates are in. I haven't played it in a while.
I know Night Rain got an update recently that was sort of.
Maybe that's.
It wasn't.
know.
It wasn't necessarily received poorly. It was just a thing of. I guess people were expecting a little more difficulty because it was like the harder version of one of the fights.
Okay. Yeah. I could be getting my games mixed up here, but Wilds was fantastic while I was playing. I played that was all I played for probably a solid month or two. Was just like every time I hopped on, I would just hop on and do more hunts.
Next up, we've got the Rift of the Necrodancer at 23 versus the 10 seed Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition.
Rift of the Necrodancer.
I would actually go Rift of the Necrodancer as well.
I wouldn't expect Xenoblade to be in here, so
Wasn't it like a re-release or something? Like of the original Chronicles?
The original Chronicle X, yeah. It's a big fancy remaster for it.
That's what I thought.
Yep. And so Rift moves on. Also, I noticed, while you guys were talking, that I don't have the browser set up right over here on OBS after all. So there's some of these that we can't see. So let's see, can I move it down like that? I still can't see the stuff at the bottom. That's lame. You're lame. All right, anyway.
This is why you test things, folks.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah, we just kind of run with it and see what happens.
That's about accurate right now. I got to kind of play with it here. So while I'm going to play with this, next up we have the 15 seed 100 line and the 18 seed Oblivion remaster.
100 line.
100 line.
Yeah, 100 line. Even I got to agree to that, brother. And I love me some Oblivion, but 100 line is next level.
I wouldn't say that.
100 line is great, man.
It's good. It's not next level.
Oh, it's next level, brother. It's a good game right there. Yes, sir. I'm trying to still fix this thing over here, boys. All right, and then the bottom of the first round, we have the 31 seed Sworn versus the 2 seed, the first Berserker Kazan.
Kazan.
All right, Kazan moves on.
Yeah. Sworn I mainly just put in because it's a great game. I wanted a little recognition on.
There you go.
But Kazan is fantastic. It's one of the best games I've played this year.
All right, this browser's making me mad. All right, let me try doing something this real quick. Let me go over here. Where am I looking for? Right here. We'll just do that, then we'll fit the screen. All right, so back at the top of the next round, we have the 1 seed Expedition 33 versus the 16 seed the Alters. Expedition 33.
Yeah.
I mean, still 33, yeah.
Expedition 33.
This is one. I mean, this is this is a game where unless a strong opinion comes up.
Right. Okay, next up, the 9 seed Monster Train 2 versus the 8 seed Kingdom Come Deliverance 2.
Kingdom Come.
I would probably go Kingdom Come as well. Monster Train's great, but Kingdom Come is like in a league of its own for what it does.
All right, Kingdom Come's going to be moving on, boys. All right, the 5 seed Split Fiction and the 21 seed Avowed. I'll go Split Fiction here.
I don't know much about Split Fiction. I mean, from what I've heard, it's a great game. Studio that makes it, they're top of what they do. They know what they know what they're going for. But I'll go Avowed just because I have a connection to it.
Split Fiction.
Split Fiction moves on. Boom. Next up, 20 seed Rune Factory, Guardians of Zuma, and the 4 seed Blueprints. Now, this is one that I could go either way because she also really enjoyed Blueprints. So
For me personally, Rune Factory.
I don't know anything about Rune Factory, so I'll just say Blueprints.
I'm going to say Blueprints here. Blueprints moves on. Oh, man, that's a juggernaut round next time. Next up, Dynasty Warriors Origins and Doom the Dark Ages.
Dynasty Warriors.
I would say Dynasty Warriors.
Dynasty Warrior Origins moves on. Then we have the 22 seed Fantasy Life I versus the 27 seed Elden Ring Night Rain. Again, for the sake of my marriage, Fantasy Life is my pick.
For the sake of life service, Elden Ring.
There's a lot in your hands right now, brother. There's a lot. If she asks me later how it lost, I'm not falling on that sword.
Let's see. It's.
But you'd have buddies to pick you up. Elden Ring Night Raid has 3 members. There's 3 of us. I got a couch you can stay on.
God dang it.
Let's go Fantasy Life.
All right, Fantasy Life moves on.
This is one where it's like I don't really have a dog in this fight.
Oh god. All right, next up, 7 seed Mosh Hunter Wilds versus the 23 seed Rift of the Necrodancer.
Rift of the Necrodancer.
Wilds.
I would go Wilds here. And lastly, finishing off the second round, we have 100 line, the 15 seed versus the 2 seed First Berserker Kazan.
I mean, I'm saying Kazan.
I'm saying 100 line.
I'm saying 100 line. I'm sorry. Oh, all right. Then at the top of the next round, we've got.
It's like my top games always go out pretty quick, and he's the one who makes the bracket.
Right?
So, I mean, you guys can make the bracket. I don't care. I told you how the bracket was made. Like, there is a formula for how it was made.
You also said we could adjust it before the show.
I tried asking you guys. John checked out.
You just read the list of games. You didn't tell us where they were going.
The order was where they were going.
Yes, folks, we are trying to rig the ladder right now.
No, we're not. Look, you guys can make the bracket next time. I think this is all 3
I don't want a bracket. I gave my suggestion.
All 3 times I think we've done a bracket, I've been accused of tampering. I'm not tampering, I swear. All right, next up we have Expedition 33 versus Kingdom Come Deliverance 2.
Expedition.
The Expedition. Moves on.
Zach's like, yeah, it's foregone conclusion.
Yeah, basically. Next up, Split Fiction and Blueprints. That one's a juggernaut matchup right there.
I mean, I'm gonna.
I would personally actually say Blueprints in this matchup.
Okay.
I would go Blueprints here.
All right. Well, let's move it on. I'm actually indecisive on that, but honestly, I look at it from the standpoint of like how much I've played Blueprints versus how much I played Split Fiction, and that alone would probably put me at Blueprints because I have played a lot more Blueprints than Split. Me and Christianity even beat Split Fiction.
I was gonna say that was gonna be what I was gonna ask. Is did you even beat Split
Not
Fiction?
yet.
I was about
no.
to say Split Fiction is still a solid co-op game from Haze Light. But from everything I've seen and I've heard, it doesn't hit as hard as how the previous game It Takes Two did, even though it is still a solid co-op game.
Even I think even the I forget the guy's name. The guy who always comes out.
Isn't it like Joseph or something?
Yeah, there was a short that came out about him ranking co-op games. He even ranked It Takes Two higher than Split Fiction.
Yeah.
So it's like they even. It's probably partially preference on that.
Yeah.
Story wise, but.
All right. Next round, we have Dynasty War Origins and Fantasy Life I.
I'm still gonna go Dynasty Warriors.
You know where my pick is.
Fantasy Life I is done.
Yeah. Oh, Fantasy Life I is done. It's over. I can't wait to tell her that later. I did warn her that if it got up against Expedition, it was done. I did warn her that was possible.
You think it's making it that far?
I did warn her that it was done after that.
It was already in my hands once.
Yeah, right. All right, next up, Monster Hunter Wilds and the 100 line. 100 line.
100 line.
All right, well.
I already know where our semifinal is going to be. And it's going to be.
You guys are not. You guys don't play enough like other games.
I don't know what you on about. I know what Wilds is.
Yeah, but you don't play it.
I mean, I don't because
You
I know
don't
what it
play it.
is.
Yeah, if you played it, you'd have a different.
No,
opinion.
no, I wouldn't.
Man, looking at the final four, we actually have 3 games that are in the top 4, and then we got the 15 seeds. So that's interesting.
Not really.
So
This is a lot easier mid-year than it was last year.
last year was chaos.
This bracket's just showing I play different games than y'all.
You do.
All right, so we've got Expedition 33 and Blueprints here.
You know where this is going.
I do know where this is going. Expedition 33 is my vote here.
I mean, you know, it's all of our vote.
All right, moving on.
This year is more of a year of what's it facing.
I mean, Expedition 33 was a very bright star for this mid-year.
Maybe we should have just left that one off the list. Maybe that's something we should have talked about. Is that maybe we should have just got left off the list? It's like that's just not fair, you know. All right, and then we have Dynasty Warriors Origins and the 100 line.
Of those, I would say 100 line.
Yeah.
100 line. That's my pick too. And here we are at the finals: Expedition 33 and the 100 line.
Expedition.
Yeah, Expedition.
I mean, I would say 100 line, but yeah.
Expedition is the winner of the mid-year. So yeah, maybe we should have done it without Expedition. Maybe that's what we should have done here. You know, it is what it is. But 100 line make it all the way to the finals, though. I mean, shout out to that. It's a good game, great game. I'm still really enjoying my second playthrough right now. But shout out to the mid-year bracket. Little chaotic, not as chaotic as last year. Last year was straight chaos. And like I said, you know, next time you guys can arrange the bracket.
I don't want a bracket.
You know, we'll get the 32 games, and we can either put it into a random simulator, or you know, you guys can. I've been accused of
I
tampering.
want to put it in a simulator.
I mean, a
Okay.
simulator to arrange the bracket.
Yeah, no, that's not what I want.
Okay, Zach,
I do want to do that.
Yours is an offshoot episode.
Yeah, and it sounds like a really fun one, though. I'm actually here for it. It sounds like a great time.
Yours is a separate segment.
Mine's a separate episode entirely, apparently.
Yeah, you get a whole episode.
Take
dedicated
an
to
entire episode just to simulate the battles.
it, right?
You assume I'm doing multiple battles.
He's talking one. All right, let's shout out a sponsor. Let's shout out some merch. Use our referral link down below to pick up a jersey over at Agent Inc. or one of the hats. Or go over to sparkythiefshop.com and pick up a hat or a shirt, anything of the sort over at the shop, like the We Have Hats hat. Again, use the referral link down below for Agent Inc. to pick up a jersey, or head over to sparkythiefshop.com, pick up a hat or a shirt. All righty.
You know, maybe that is something we probably should do. If there is like if we're doing one of these for like mid-year or something, if there is just like a far away standout winner,
Probably leave it out.
Yeah.
leave it out because
Hey,
otherwise
trial and error.
because it's just gonna it's on the top side. It's a foregone conclusion what's happening.
Yeah.
Like it's making it to the finals.
Yeah, probably should have talked about
So-
that. Didn't even cross my mind.
So our mid-year winners currently are Tekken 8 and Expedition 33.
Yeah.
Tekken 8 stands with Expedition 33.
Hey, shout out, brother.
Although I have a feeling at the end of the year, Expedition's gonna go a little further than Tekken 8 did.
Oh, most definitely.
It'll have the staying power at the end of the year bracket.
Yeah. No, probably should have done that without Expedition. Yeah, should have thought of that. Didn't think about it. Is what it is. We're here. But yeah, probably should have done that without Expedition.
If we didn't
probably
ha-
would have made the list a lot.
I was
more
gonna say
interesting.
if Expedition wasn't in there, what would your top game have been?
For me, probably 100 Line. That's probably my second favorite game. 100 Line or the Alters. Both of those are like my right kind of tied at my 2 spots so far for this year. I've enjoyed both those immensely.
I say we
So
just roll dice next time.
You fucked my part of the bracket up
How did I fuck it up?
because you're the one who insisted on Expedition being in there as your top game.
Well, I mean, it's my favorite game of the year.
If it was 100 line,
I didn't insist.
If it was 100 line up there, that bottom part of the bracket would have been totally different.
It would have probably finished off with Kazan versus 100 Line.
No, well, I don't know. The bottom portion of it would have been me versus you on it,
Yeah,
and with
probably
him having no opinion.
Yeah.
No, I didn't insist on Expedition being in there.
Gotta be honest, John.
It was just the same formula as last year.
Kazan versus Dynasty Warriors, I would have voted Kazan. Dynasty
Because
Warriors.
I wasn't gonna make it all the way to the end, regardless. It's just, fuck with you a little bit.
All right, all right. So next time, if we have a clear winner that we all three mutually agree, yeah, that one's probably going to go to the finals unless someone's feeling froggy and they want to troll. We'll leave it off the list. We'll have a disclaimer at the beginning of the bracket.
Yeah, if the potential game of the year winner comes out in the first part of the year,
Yeah. We'll leave that out because that bracket could have been probably pretty interesting without it.
But you see, if we had just done simulated battles, you never know. 32 could have taken out 1.
You're right, brother.
Hey, suggest it before we're about to do the bracket next time, Zach.
Yeah.
That's why it's suggestion now. It is on the suggestion board.
I want everyone listening to the show to realize this is actually how the collabing is done for this show, is that it just happens as we go live on the show.
We've done 3 brackets now, and it was a random offshoot thing that I threw out like 2 years ago.
Yeah. So that's how things go over here with Gamestetic and Sparky 3 is that stuff just kind of happens.
And gonna be honest, John, I forgot Totally Accurate Battle Simulator was a thing until when I mentioned it.
You know why I suggested a bracket originally? Because I didn't want to get in a fucking 2-hour Discord call to argue about the top 10.
That is true. That is his original reasoning for suggesting the bracket.
Like you were like, I think you were asking, you're like, hey, when do you guys want to get in the call for this conversation? I went, why don't we just do a bracket?
Yeah. So let's just do a bracket. Get it done. I don't want to do this. Oh god. All right, you guys, anything you guys want to chat about? If not, we're in weekly wrap up territory, boys. And I do remember that comment. I'll shout it out at the end. It's not a big deal.
I got nothing.
I don't think so.
Okie dokie. So the first thing I had is the Xbox PC app seems to be having that integration with Steam here in the near future, as shown from recent screenshots of. I'm not sure if it was like leaks, alpha, early access, the Xbox like insiders program, whatever it's called, but it kind of gives a glimpse on what to kind of expect for Steam being integrated, because that was like the constant conversation for us is what's it going to look like, how's it going to work. Now, how's it going to work, we have no clue, but in terms of like, let's say the store, but there was a leaked screenshot that was out there that showed just, basically when you're in your library, it has all the different ways that you have access to games, where at the top it had Steam, below that had like Bethesda, below that had like, like Game Pass or whatever. It had EA Play was on there because of the Game Pass, deal, as well as Ubisoft and whatever. So it just kind of gives like a little bit of a glimpse on what to potentially expect with the Steam collaboration, Steam partnership with Xbox PC. and it further kind of delivers that like I really think PC is going to be like a big focus for Xbox moving forward. I just want to know how the store is going to work. That's what we got to know. And I also kind of my question for you guys: are we going to see this like by the end of the year? Are we going to see this thing roll out by the end of the year, like to everyone?
I would say more probably start of the year or like end of their fiscal year.
That would be my guess, unless just these leaks was very early test stuff that was like months ago.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I think you might be onto it with into their fiscal year, so early next year. I could see that. Yeah, just kind of kick the new year off with it. But like I said, I feel like it really just delivers that. I think Xbox PC, that's going to be such a huge focus going forward for Xbox. I think they're going to really push that because I know also they're really like evolving the Xbox Play Anywhere thing, like we talked about like a week ago or whatever. I know that's steadily being evolved. Where you can't actually play anywhere for all of your games versus just you can play some of your games play anywhere, but you can play all your games like they want to do. So I don't know. It's gonna be interesting, man.
Underwater scuba diving,
scuba diving, play anywhere on any device. Play on Alexa. Play on everything. You're play on your fridge.
oh, oh.
Oh God.
You saying play on Alexa? It just made me think like playing the altars. Like with my playthrough of everyone being pissed off and bitchy. Just Alexa being like, the refiner and the scientist are arguing again, or like, the refiner and the botanist are having a conversation. And that doesn't sound like it's going your way.
Yeah, no.
Alexa, I choose to kick one of them off the ship.
Hey, I'll tell you, I actually got the refiner. He was my last altar, and he's been totally chill. I think it's because of when I made him was so late in like the overall game.
Almost definitely.
He's been so chill. He's been so chill, dude. He's still with me in Act 3. We're having a great time.
Your miner dead again?
I need to ask you. I need to talk to you after the show about some of that.
Okay, all right, good to know. Yeah, no, I like the refiner. Refiner's a cool dude.
Your miner dead again?
No, miner's alive and not with me, but alive. He's doing his thing. Yeah, he's alive though, and he's got his arm. I managed to save his arm finally after multiple failed attempts because of timing.
Alrighty,
we got it. We're rolling. Hey, got some Digimon news though. Digimon news, just in general Digimon news that we'll see when it pops up, as well as Time Stranger
shit
stuff.
Out there.
I know, man. It's left and right. It's like some general news we got is about a new Digimon group, another one added to the mix. We got like the Royal Knights, we got the Legendary Warriors, we got all sorts of groups. Now we got another new group, the 8 Warriors of the Heavenly Emperor. So it's a group of 8 Digimon who manage the digital world Shambhala, who was summoned to take up Susunomon's role in protecting Shambhala. So shout out to that. Because I like Susunomon. Susunomon is super cool. So another new group, and it's just, hey, this is a thing. So now it's going to be, okay, well, when is that thing going to be important somewhere? Is it going to be a game? Is it going to be a show? When is it going to be important? Because you wouldn't just reveal this if it's not going to be important at some point. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah, they're setting up for their next game.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, honestly.
They're randomly just building 8 life-size statues across Japan.
Yeah, right.
We'll probably hear it hear like rumblings of it in Time Stranger, and then like their next game will come out, and that'll be the central focus probably.
Right. With Time Stranger, did get a few things. One, they kind of showed off the Abyss area, which is Digimon's like Blue Sea, a lot of just the whole area and the whole vibe, Digimon that's out in the area, as well as some more Mega Digimon. The 3 Musketeers revealed for the game: Gundramon, Magna Kidmon, and BL Starmon. So shout out to the 3 Musketeers being in the game, as well as an enchantment system was introduced. Kind of got to look at that on all the different things that you can enchant on your Digimon. But yeah, it's just they're pumping out news left and right, man.
Last week, did we mention? I don't think this isn't the enchantment system, is it? Where it's like they're basically like in this game, Digimon basically have like natures from Pokemon.
Yeah. No, we did not mention that though.
Yeah, that's a new thing for the game where it's essentially like natures from Pokemon, where when you when you capture hatch a new Digimon, it'll have its own random nature that is like plus to a stat, minus to a stat.
Mm-hmm. So shout out to that they're introducing that there. Next thing I've got is Charlie Cox finally speaks on Expedition 33. Throughout all of the hype for it, everyone's been wondering where Charlie is. First off, he's probably filming Marvel stuff. Is probably where he was in the whole process.
He voiced Gustav?
Yeah.
Okay.
But no, he was at a convention recently, and it was talked about, and he chimed in. So what he said was, just very, very quickly, I don't mean to minimize in any way, and that it's so cool that apparently the game is awesome. I'm not a gamer. I have no idea. I haven't played it. My agent asked me if I wanted to go do a voiceover. I was in studio for 4 hours maybe. People keep saying how amazing it is. People keep saying congratulations, and I feel like a total fraud. But I'm thrilled for the company and thrilled it did really well. Shout out.
The impressive part about that is he got all that voice worked out in 4 hours.
Yeah, that's what everyone is saying, is that, dang, you got all of that done in 4 hours.
Because, I mean, Act 1's still somewhat lengthy, and there's a lot of dialogue.
Yes, there is a lot of dialogue for Gustav, man. So, no, shout out to Charlie Cox, just keeping it real, man. I like that he's just like, yeah, everyone just keeps walking up to you saying congratulations. And I'm like, oh, thanks. I feel like a fraud, though. Oh, that's so funny.
It's just a tiny role he didn't expect anything from.
Yeah, right. Like, and now look at it, dude, where it may like win Game of the Year, and he's just gonna be sitting there. It's just like, well, gosh, man, I really don't know anything about this. Maybe I should play it. Maybe I should try to play it. It won Game of the Year.
He's getting all of the he's getting more praise for this that he's probably used to getting.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, it's sort of funny because it reminds me of the actor that played Josh in Until Dawn.
Oh yeah, can't remember his name, but yeah.
I actually happened to see an interview with him when he was in another movie, and an interview mentioned has like a tie-in movie with another project. He's just like, yeah, no, I did that because I just needed money. I didn't expect anything for it, and I'm not seeing anything from the thing that's happening. But it's like, I mean, congrats to them, but I mean, I wasn't really invested. I just needed the money for a role at the time.
Right? Hey, just keeping it real, man. Dude, just keeping it a buck, dude. No, I love listening to some of these like interviews of post the game coming out, whether it's like super positive or negative, whatever. Because it's not like I listened to 2 recently of just like clips of an actual interview that was recently done, as well as like an old clip. So one that I saw was like of Roger Clark. Before he got the Red Dead 2 role.
Mm-hmm.
And around that time, he had been out of gaming for like a decade. And he got back into gaming. And he went to GameStop. He's just like, I like open world sandbox games that are narrative driven. What do I get? Because he doesn't know.
Yeah.
They gave him Skyrim and they gave him Red Dead 1. So he had just actually completed Red Dead 1 and he got pulled in for this audition and everything. He kind of got the vibe. I'm getting a vibe because they told me to come in and like they told me to wear boots and like come with a cowboy accent. It's just like, oh, well, that's funny. I was just playing Red Dead 1, and a little bit, and he's just like, wait a minute. It's like I think this is actually Red Dead. But another one that I just watched recently was an actual interview. Was with Alex Jordan, the voice actor of Yawn from The Alters. And one thing that he talked about with The Alters audition is that the Alters audition was the most unique one he's done because he knew the entire game going into the audition, which like he pointed out that's very unheard of in gaming.
I was about to say that's very rare.
But he knew everything about the game because of the role it was.
I was gonna say because
he kind of needed to know.
Yeah,
like for that in particular, it's like, yeah, we need you to play a bunch of different versions of the same guy.
Yeah, exactly. Because like the way he put it is like usually you'll walk in there, you'll do the audition, have no clue, then they'll tell you after like the skeleton of what it is.
Yeah.
But with 11-bit, they just said, all right, so they basically gave him the skeleton, the veins, the meats. I mean, everything about the game they gave it to Alex for the audition. So it's just like, wow, that's interesting because that is unheard of. Because like you hear about people that are just in the dark for the longest time.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't know what I auditioned for.
It's like I don't know what my voice was used for.
It was used for something though. So no, I thought that was interesting.
Well, because there's an I think it's an interview with Ben Starr and Matt Mercer talking to each other, and Ben Starr is talking about how he got the role in FF16.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, he went in for an audition, and then they liked him, brought him back, and then like gave him a few points about it, or like he gave him a little bit more information, and he was like, yeah, I saw like Ifrit and stuff on there. He goes, oh shit, is this a Final Fantasy game?
Oh, that's so good. Oh, that's funny, man.
And then he's the clown.
Right.
I actually recently watched his acceptance of the BAFTA again. It's just very entertaining to see him as dressed up as the Balatro clown.
Yeah, as the Balatro clown. Oh God, I love Ben Starr. He's a legend. Next up, Death Stranding 2 came out, and the reviews have been pretty solid. 90 on Metacritic, 92 on OpenCritic. Lots of perfect scores and lots of near perfects. So shout out to Death Stranding 2 and all the success it's coming for. And now it's going to obviously be a Game of the Year nominee at the Keeley Awards. So shout out to that. Hey, Turok Trilogy Bundle is getting a physical release for the PS5 and the Switch. So that's cool. Played a lot of Turok back in the day on the N64. Had a fun time there. So that's a cool little bundle coming out. I thought this was funny. So Resident Evil 9 was actually originally supposed to star Leon, but apparently Capcom thought his experience would get in the way of creating a more frightening experience to the gamer.
That is so true.
So accurate. Like when I read that, I'm just like, okay, yeah, if they want to go with like a more like actual frightening game, yeah, you don't pick Leon.
I was about to say, if you put Leon on Chris as I'm playing as Leon on Chris, I'm like, all right, let's go.
Yeah, basically. It's like, you ain't scared of shit.
I'm ready to take on anything that pops out. I'll punch the hell out of it.
Yeah, dude, when I saw that, I'm just like, okay, yeah, so Leon's just too good and too sexy. All right, I got it.
That was somebody
for the fit.
That was somebody on Capcom having a realization. Like, yeah, we shouldn't do that.
Yeah, it's like if we want to like get back to like some spooky roots, Leon's not the play.
I don't know shit about Resident Evil, but I can sit there and be like, yeah, if you put Leon in there, I mean, the thing is, that character's been through fucking everything.
Yeah, exactly.
He'd just be strolling through there like, oh, look at this shit again.
Yeah.
Because what all I can think about, I forget which one it is in Biohazard, one of the DLCs. Whenever it like finishes up and whatnot, it may not even be the DLC. It may be the end of Biohazard, because like they pull Ethan out and some agents show. I don't remember if it's Leon or Chris, but it's one of them shows up and you roll up and just finish off the being that's more or less tainted the entire area and the family and whatnot as one of them. I don't remember which one of them it is. I want to say it was Chris, because I'm pretty sure it was Star's agents who showed up, but I could be wrong. But I just remember it was either Chris or Leon who rolls back up and just goes to town and cleans up the mess.
So, again, Capcom made the right call on that one. They also just made the right call in general on like the game direction, because like there was another piece of news I almost put on the weekly wrap up, but I feel like we just shouted out that apparently Resident Evil 9 was originally supposed to be a multiplayer game.
No, you never mentioned that.
Okay, I didn't know if that was shouted out in the last couple of weeks, but apparently it was supposed to originally be a live service multiplayer game. Capcom changed their minds; they thought people wouldn't like it.
I mean, they have their test. It was Raccoon City.
Right.
It was fun if you had friends.
Yeah, there you go. So they pulled the plug on that and made traditional Resident Evil single player games. So get right move.
Operation Raccoon City. It was entertaining if you had people to play with.
Right.
I mean, you look at that, it's like, I'm not gonna play RE9. Now, if it was live service,
John, stop.
you got a better chance of pulling me in.
John, stop.
You know it's true. Dude.
I know it is. That's the worst part. All right, Arc System Works announces a new game, new interactive adventure game for the Nintendo Switch 2. Dear Me, I Was. The art style for this is really cool. It's like a watercolor painted art style, just like a narrative venture going through different connections and relationships, memories, etc. So look neat.
Arc Systems Works just doing whatever now.
Yeah, no, Arc System Works is like they're going crazy.
Yeah,
right
this
now.
is one of those things where it's like
They've been working.
We just want to make a game. This is the game we want to make.
They had Strive just out there in the fields. Like, all right, Strive will keep people content forever. Just do whatever you want, guys. While in the background.
Well, Arc System Works also has that Marvel.
Yeah, the Token Soul Fighters.
Yeah, it's like they got that cooking, and then they're just like,
We'll
it's like they have their
game.
teams for that. And they're just like, what do you guys want to do?
Again, they put out Strive, and Strive's just been going. It's like, I mean, that's gonna hold them for a while. So if y'all just want to work on something,
Yeah, right. Next up, Super Mario Strikers is coming to NSO on July 3rd. The good Super Mario Strikers game.
I'm gonna be honest. I played Strikers again for the first time and went, I don't know why we herald this game so much.
This game is great. What do you mean?
Like it's different times back then.
I mean, it was still fun, but at the same, I was like, I don't know why we keep this in high regard.
Well, now it's going to come to NSO with online play, probably. So it'll be great. Can't wait. I thought this was funny.
I saw this too. This was
so-
really funny.
This is so
This is
funny.
amazing.
So there's a rumor that Kirby Air Riders was Sakurai's request. It was his bargaining tactic for Nintendo before he makes a new Smash. Like, yo, you want a new Smash? I want to do this.
I want to make another Kirby
I can
racing
only
game.
imagine this Nintendo going, just coming to him for the 20th time or something, going, "What is it gonna take?"
Right.
And he goes, "Kirby."
That's his
Okay,
baby.
and they're just like, okay, we can do Riders.
Hey, I either make a new Air Riders or new Kirby Air Ride, or you're not getting a Smash out of me, brother. So make your pick. Oh, that God bless. That'd be a total.
I could
Sakurai
imagine
move.
that like some exec that was talking to him is just like, I mean, do we really need a Kirby Air Riders? And then someone higher up just looks at me and goes, "Shut up." It's like, let him do what he wants to do. If he'll make another Smash afterwards, it's gonna print money.
I mean, it's a good time for them to work on it. They got the Sega racing game, so they got a competitor.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
But the bigger thing would be, would they want another franchise racing game competing with Mario World,
Yeah, right.
Mario Kart World?
No, I mean, I think it's so unfortunate that Sakurai is just trapped in this Smash prison, right? Because I mean, Kirby's his baby, right? Like that he made Kirby, like that's his thing, right?
I mean, it's also his prison, but it's also his playground where he can.
It is.
He can literally just throw whatever into Smash.
Like obviously he's not unhappy doing Smash because Smash is his baby too,
Yeah.
right? But it's at the same time he's just like, oh god, I just keep getting hit up for Smash. I can't ever retire. I can't go do something else.
Imagine he finally starts working on Smash. He gets like halfway through it, has like his character roster locked down. He's got
Yeah.
people working on. And Nintendo comes to him like, "Okay, we're not pushing. When do you think you're gonna have it ready?" He goes, "I want a Kirby.
Here's
I
the-
want to do it again."
Here'd be the real play. He gets the Kirby Riders. He's making a new Smash, and then in the middle of the Smash, he adds in another Kirby Riders as a mini game.
Oh my god, I love Sakurai so much. All right, next up, fun fact for you boys. Nintendo Pictures apparently helped with Death Stranding 2 per the game's credits. So thought that was interesting. Because let's also remember that Sony is the one that's leading the Legend of Zelda movie. So that's also just, it's just a fun little partnership they got going on right now. Nintendo Pictures helping out with stuff. Sony's doing Zelda. I mean, whatever, guys. Shout out. Hellblade 2 Enhanced Edition's coming August 12th. I don't know what all it entails. I know like 60 FPS mode. I think like another like section or mode or something to go check out. Or I'm not sure. That banner in the London airport for Prime 4 is updated and now just says 2025 versus out now. So glad that got corrected. See, John, it's coming out in 2025. They said they updated the banner. It must be true.
They already put one wrong banner out. Who's to say it's not another wrong banner?
Who said they didn't do it again?
December 31st.
Yeah. Hey, Halo Studios has reached out and given their blessing for the indie game Spartan Survivors to continue work.
Because they're sure is not going to make it.
No joke. So I thought that was cool. I follow Spartan Survivors on Twitter. It looks like a fun little game, just like a Vampire Survivors version with Halo, basically. So it looks cool. That MetaQuest Xbox edition that we talked about that was leaked got officially announced. MetaQuest 3S Xbox edition. It is $400. So
Less than a series.
yeah, it's less than a series. Xbox is also set to lay off another 300 employees soon. So that sucks. We don't like that. We also like the next one. We don't like studios getting shut down. Riot is shutting down the studio that is leading the Minecraft light game Hytale that's been in development for a decade. So also unfortunate.
I'd like never heard of Hytale until this
News
started coming out, and then it just seemed like it sounds like there's some controversy around that.
Yeah.
I was about
I
to
don't
say, I
know
didn't realize they were working on a game named Hytale either.
I didn't know anything about it, but it doesn't seem nobody's happy.
Right. Development build of Concord, dated 9 months for its release, leaked online. So there you go, boys. Go play some older Concord. Go have fun there. And then we do got some college football 26 news, which, we had that Dynasty deep dive. They also did a Road to Glory deep dive. A couple neat little things with that. But the main thing for me with the Dynasty deep dive, the only thing I really care about is the coaching carousel has been fixed. They did detail in the gigantic blog post that it's been fixed for offers and Dynasty. There is more detail as well as team builders, so that's cool. Deeper customization for coaches and deeper and more detailed recruiting battles. But it's the coaching carousel that I give a shit about because that ruined the game for me.
Not often can I look at what something you've put on here and just went, oh, he copy and pasted something.
I did not.
Or like he copy and pasted, or he just listed what they said, because it's a college football game and you put deeper customization for coaches. That's got to be straight out of a trailer.
That is not straight out of a trailer. All the deeper customization is the fact that you have more than 2 clothes options because that's all you had last year.
Does a coach need more than that?
Yeah, but
you can swag out your clothes. Your coach.
All I'm saying is
you're gonna have Coach Pimpington out on the field.
Hell yeah, brother! What are we talking about?
All I'm saying is if this was any other game besides college football and you were talking about clothing options, you would not have phrased it deeper customization for it.
You're right though. That is fair. I just didn't want to go into the full detail.
This is like what they.
I was trying to make this as short a conversation as possible for you boys.
Right. This is like when they make a new Madden and they're just like trying to tell you that they updated something that they didn't update.
Right.
Or they changed a few things.
No, look, the coaching carousel thing, that was the only thing I gave a shit about. Because my big thing about Dynasty, and I feel like a lot of people's too, is you don't want to start a Dynasty at the place that you want to play. You want to work your way there. That's what makes these games fun, is you want to work your way up. I like starting as a coordinator, going to a small school, and working up to where I want to go. Dude, I got straight up stuck at Memphis. Straight up stuck. Like, did not matter the type of jobs that would come open. I was like, I'm a top prestige coach and I'm getting fucking coordinator positions at schools. Like, why am I not getting other head coaching jobs? It makes no sense. And I wasn't the person that had this. A lot of my friends had the same problem. It killed the Dynasty for me. I didn't want to play anymore. I didn't play anymore after that. So I'm glad it got fixed. I want better coaching offers. That's all I want.
I was when you said you don't want to start a Dynasty, like where you're gonna end up, you want to work your way up there. I for a second thought you were just gonna stop there at you don't want to start a Dynasty.
I thought you were about to chime in and say that. Oh, jeez. All right, you guys got anything else that you want to add to the weekly wrap up?
No, I got nothing.
Nope.
Well, I got that super long comment if you guys want me to read through
That's up to you.
I mean, I don't mind to read it if you guys want to hear. Because, I mean, it was like, it's just, I just wanted to read it because, like, the dude spent a lot of time responding to, like, everything.
Then go for it.
Like, with the launch lineup.
You don't
so
have to justify it if you want to read it.
Pay respects, man. So, yeah, no, shout out to this dude commented on our Nintendo Switch third-party game video that I put up. So, he said...
Shout out his name, at least.
I don't know how to pronounce it. So...
Okay.
Yeah, sorry, buddy. So he said, honestly, the only one shown in the thumbnail I wanted was Yakuza 0 Director's Cut. That is the only way, to get it right now. I bought it yesterday along with the console and having a blast with its updated graphics, cutscenes, and storylines. The issue with Yakuza is that it's always been difficult to sell till they reduce the price. That and it has not been advertised well. These go down in price a bit quickly in a year or two. I say be a sleeper hit, just like the original release did after it got review bombed. I was wondering your thoughts on just that with Yakuza in general, the way that he pointed out. Is that accurate?
I mean, I would say so.
All right, fair enough. What can I say about the other three, though? Hogwarts Legacy been out for years. People seen the videos and that they wanted to play it have already done so. Not to be rude on it, but you wouldn't want to do a second playthrough of that game. I think he's about on point. I don't think that's being rude, buddy. I think that's about fair. I don't think you'd want to do a second one. I cannot think of a single person that would want to. Price will remain high, and for those who will buy it, be the first time players are brand new to the franchise. That is right now on death knell. Street Fighter 6 is just embarrassing. I've never never been much into fighting games. The majority of people I speak to and those who do the game tournaments in my area, I accidentally clicked the message and lost my place. Hold on. Hate the game due to its user hostility to even start the game and do moves. It has improved, yes, but it has not helped a certain Mortal Kombat company keep botching every fighting game release that is brand new on the Switch 1. So people are very, very hesitant on buying this one and probably be bargain bin hunting in a half a year. Lastly, Split Fiction is is an amazing streaming game like Get Out. Major issue is finding a second person to play through on the couch, and the price tag usually discourages people from trying to purchase it. Not helped. It'd been out for a few months. Everyone has already watched and seen the jokes. Not saying it would not be a hit, but hard to explain that it'll just take time. It'll be in the game bin, sadly, and I don't doubt it for a second. Now, what has worked? Cyberpunk 2077 Ultimate has charted on bestsellers list and is usually sold out in my area among various Walmarts, Targets, and GameStops. And when they come in, even with a botch launch, to have the ability to play it in docked, greater frame rate, or take it on the go without a stuttering mess is beyond impressive. Big agree. It runs great on the Switch too, which was one of the first things I tested because of how much I know you raved about it on the Steam Deck and what you wanted to test. Add in the Phantom Liberty DLC that I've been getting raved about for years. For a year, and it became a combination for success. I own it on PC, and I can't deny the idea of replaying it on the go with that one is enticing. Only real question marks as of the current two games, the new Rune Factory, which released alongside PC and other consoles, including the Switch 1, has been quiet currently, not a bad thing, as it's been a farming simulator mixed with combat, but its limited advertising and newer generations may not understand the mechanics very well. Add in also that it's an off-name game like the PS3 titles versus going from 5 to 6, gives a bit of a strange watch to see if it rises or falls. Most I've seen playing it have it on Steam. The other game, the re-release of the Soulless Army remaster. I still have not seen that game in stores myself, but I do want to get it for myself, having owned both complete copies on the PS2. Shout out to that. Being a bit obscure does not help its case, but those that love Persona will flock to it. I'm just watching it since it has been out for a short time. If they do well in the endeavor, which I assume it will. Other game notes. Front Mission 3 Remaster. Forgot that came out for Switch 2. Just also got released, but it's given its heavy hand with the AI upscaling, along with other questionable things that made using portions of the game near unusable. It may flounder horribly. Been a fan of the franchise, but keep an eye on its fan base to help see if it's going down a downward spiral, or if it's just as bad word of mouth. This is not a game children would honestly be gravitated towards. This is an older crowd that does not read the dirt sheets. Deltarune is a big hit so far, but no data on the Switch 2. It may not even chart for a long period of time, mostly got on PC, which is not surprising, and that is accurate. It did actually take about like a week or so for it to even get like a Metacritic ranking for the videos that I do. Hitman franchise still going strong, but it gives its long run being released. Most would never touch it unless they wanted it portable. I expect this to change with 007 for, Last Light, which I'm also looking forward to heavily. It may outsell the most on the Switch 2 if I had to make a bet. Bravely Default Flying Fairy is perhaps one of the Nintendo saving graces. Nearly everyone is proud of its re-release of the first game from the 3DS. I have my own copy, and I'm blown away at how well they've treated the franchise. I expect this to keep selling, but it may take some time for the train to leave the station. No Man's Sky has been quiet for a majority of the time. I do not expect it to launch further than a few feet. Everyone is tired of the game. It will be a bargain bin game, if not on life support on the Switch 2, and seasoned gamers are done being fooled by the console releases being cut off. I actually thought the Switch 2 version of No Man's Sky was being reviewed really well. Like, I saw reviews come out for it, and it was actually super positive, but I don't know. Updates on Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild have gone better than expected. Not surprising considering it is a same $10 upcharge. PlayStation was doing an upgrade from PS4 to 5, just overblown hysteria, which I accurately predicted. Civ 7 doing so poorly as is expected, as is Fast Fusion for no one caring. Survival Kids also not in a good boat and sinking. Yeah, it's also the freaking game that sunk the dang Direct live. Shout out to that. It froze the entire dang Direct. But I expect it to be lost at sea actually is stranded on an island where nobody goes. Welcome Tour has also apparently become laughed out of the building. Expect that to be a real issue in the future and actually bundled. Final notes. The future of the third party is fine. They just need to get some newer titles that have been released versus titles that have been out for over 6 months. I expect by December, a good chunk of third party titles will make up the holiday run, but only if the console keeps selling well in the near future, which looks like it will be. Game keys are not something that kids will care about, which is what third party titles will do the best towards that demographic. Those do not have to be a game key card. We will be the older games that look towards it the most. That is my thoughts. I could buy a cup of coffee with it, subscribing regardless. I found this channel most interesting. Shout out to that guy. That's a beefy read there. That is a beefy comment, brother.
It went on for a lot longer than I thought it was.
I told you it was long.
The ending portion of it, when he was talking about like
The future of third party.
Yeah.
the future of third party and game key cards not really mattering, or thinking game key cards aren't the reason. I mean, it does make sense because most of the third party games on Switch right now, or Switch 2 right now, are those games that have been out for years,
Yep.
or for over 6 months, like they said. So
Mhm.
makes sense.
Yeah.
I'd agree with that.
I was about to say I don't fault anything he said. I
Yeah,
mean,
no.
it was phenomenal take. Went the extra mile with all the data research, which out of the three of us, you'd be the one to do. Maybe John on a few, but not all of
Yeah.
them.
It's like, for me, it would just be like a specific thing I'm excited for.
Yeah. So I mean, phenomenal work on their hand.
Yeah, and shout out. Thanks for subscribing. Appreciate that. Because it's like, even as time grows, even as time goes on, and we as like a content group continue to grow. It's like I never want to try to lose like the roots of where we came from, and try to stay connected to like people that connect with us. That's why, like, no matter like positive or negative, I will always try to respond to comments. Like, if you're negative in the comments, hey, first off, you're helping the algorithm. It's pushing the video. Comments push the video. But if you're gonna be negative, I'll troll with you at that point. But I always try to respond to all comments, man. I appreciate the conversation. I appreciate people stopping by. It's cool. And I said that guy definitely went the extra mile, so appreciate that. But I think he's definitely on the right path, which is something we kind of touched on. I don't remember who said it, John. It might have been you.
Probably.
Talking about, with this launch lineup, a lot of it is games people already have.
Yeah.
I think you're the one who might have said that when we talked about it, which is true. If it was like new release third parties, I think they'd probably sell a lot better. I mean, we only had,
There'd be a lot more interest in it.
Yeah, there was only like a handful of new releases, like Rune Factory, Fast Fusion.
It's like the entire lineup.
That might be it. I don't know. I don't think that might be
I
it.
mean, a large of the portion of the third party lineup, as what was mentioned, was games that have been out in years on
Yeah.
Well,
so many
Not even just the third party lineup. The
first party.
It's like almost the entire lineup was all game. It was all just game upgrades.
Yeah.
For the most part.
Now, with that, I actually had a thought recently. I was going to do a video, and I probably still will. I was going to do a video of a tier ranking of launch lineups for consoles in history, because I was really thinking about the Switch 2 launch lineup that I think it's honestly not that great.
It's not.
Yeah, it's kind of dog shit. Like, I'm just gonna be real.
I wouldn't full say that, but it's in the mid.
It's mid. It is mid. So I was thinking about doing that. Maybe I should do a launch lineup. I started studying on launch lineups, trying to compare. But yeah, no, this one is not good. I'm saying up front, like, it's fun.
I'm fairly certain the original Switch lineup was far better than the Switch 2's lineup.
I mean, yeah, having Breath of the Wild alone helps a lot. I mean, that alone is a huge boost there. If we're talking like just Nintendo does launch lineups overall pretty well. They kind of drop the ball here and they drop the ball at the Wii U. But other than that, like, the Wii had Twilight Princess.
I was gonna talk about Breath of the Wild. Hey, that was a Wii U game too.
I know, but it was at the end of the Wii U, not the launch.
I still
the fact that it's a
still
Wii U game, I always forget that until I randomly see it in a store.
previous generation game right there.
You're right, brother. You're right, brother. Oh, anyway, all right. Let's do Gamestetic Game of the Week. Zach, what you got, buddy?
I am going to shout out the Time Crisis series in a grand total, because
Okay.
I would never say I'm going to shout out Time Crisis 2 now than Time Crisis 5 later. On-rail shooter series, usually 2 players, but can be played solo or whatnot. Found in a lot of arcades, the most recent ones. So I'm pretty sure it's Time Crisis 5 currently in arcades. Phenomenal on-rail shooter series. It's the shooter series that even made on-rail games even in my wheelhouse, in terms like House of the Dead. One very weird one I can't remember the name of right now. It's like called Vampire Knights or something like that. Main concept, you're officers in pursuit of a case, which leads you to many strange areas of why normal officers are even there. But you single-handedly have your handgun, and you and your partner mow down hordes of enemies who have some machine guns, rocket launchers, occasionally, and some of them they'll throw knives or hatchets at you for some reason. And just go to town. You just go through entire stages, murder tens of hundreds of people, only to eventually end up against somebody who has lots of armor and lots of health that you now get to experience what a bullet hell game is like as you dodge into cover that's unbreakable, mind you, and then shoot them in the face a lot until they go down. And then you go to the next stage and you rinse and repeat. Though I say it's still a phenomenal series, on-rail shooter series. 1 and 2 are your classics. 3, they change it up a bit with allowing you to have more than just your starting pistol. You have multiple guns you start out with and whatnot. Very fun arcade game experience if you ever haven't crossed the home versions of games. Still very fun. Yeah, overall, just a very good, fun, just time killer game series.
Nice. Shout out to Time Crisis as a complete series. Another Gamesthetic game of the week in the books, boys. Here we go. All right, let's go around the room. Let's get out of here.
Like, comment, subscribe, rate, whatever your platform allows. Let us know how our mid-game of the year bracket could have been better.
Yeah, do what he said and more. And if you like what you saw here with us, we do these live streams every Saturday about 6 p.m. Central Time. So you can come check us out then.
Listen, everything is we learn on the go. All right, so now we know next time when there's a clear winner, we're leaving it out of the bracket. And it'd probably be a lot more chaotic. But either way, yeah, let us know your thoughts down below. We'd appreciate that. And stop by next week. Like John said, we're live pretty much every Saturday around 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. So come on by, hang out. And if you want to support us further, the Patreon is a great way to do so, as well as checking out some Rogue Energy and some Agent Ink. But hey, if you can't do it, no big deal. Just subscribe to the channel, be a friend, tell a friend. And that's all you got to do, man. And we appreciate that. All right, until next time, have a good one. Bye.